Did you catch the recent NBA playoff game between the Miami Heat and Boston Celtics? If not, don't sweat it. We've got the highlights and lowlights ready for your amusement. Let's jump right into the action. The Heat and the Celtics, two titans of the court, locked in a fierce battle. The Celtics, having dominated the season, were looking to continue their hot streak. The Heat, on the other hand, were seeking to extinguish the Celtics' fire and bring the heat themselves. The game got off to a sizzling start, with both teams trading buckets and defensive stops like Wall Street traders on a caffeine high. It was a veritable feast of basketball, a showcase of skill, strategy, and sheer willpower. There were moments that made you cheer, moments that made you groan, and moments that had you on the edge of your seat. A controversial call here, a dazzling play there. It was a game that had it all. Now, I won't spoil the outcome for those of you who've managed to avoid the score so far, but let's just say it was a game that will be remembered, studied, and talked about for a long time to come. Of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. Every game has its ups and downs, and this one was no exception. There were missed shots, fouls, and turnovers that had fans shaking their heads in disbelief, but that's the beauty of basketball, isn't it? It's unpredictable, it's exciting, and it's never over until the final buzzer. So that's the scoop on the Heat and Celtics game, but don't go dunking your cookies yet. There's more basketball banter coming your way. In other news, did you hear about Prince William and Kate Middleton getting booed at an NBA game? It seems the royal charm doesn't quite cut it on the basketball court. Now, this is a tale that would certainly make Queen Victoria turn in her grave. In a surprising turn of events, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge were greeted by a chorus of boos during their visit to the United States. Picture this: amid the thumping beats of the stadium's soundtrack and the frenzied cheers of basketball fans, echoes of USA, USA rained down on the royal couple. The reason behind this unexpected reception, well, it appears to be linked to some fresh accusations of racist conduct within the royal institution. A royal aide allegedly made racist remarks towards a black British charity worker, and this controversy marred the couple's trip to Boston. Imagine being thousands of miles away from home on a trip to promote your environmental initiatives, only to be booed by a crowd of sports fans. Talk about a royal mess, but let's give credit where credit's due. William and Kate didn't let the boos spoil their visit. They remained focused on their environmental initiatives and engagements, displaying a level of grace and dignity that, let's be honest, is quite fitting for a future king and queen. This incident, however, adds another chapter to the book of recent racism scandals involving the royal family. It seems that the palaces and the basketball courts are worlds apart, and the royals might need to brush up on their three-pointers before their next visit to the States. Well, it's not every day you see royalty getting heckled at a basketball game, but don't worry, we've got more slam dunk stories coming up. And now let's hobble over to the injury side of things, because what's a game without a few sprains and strains, right? In the world of sports, injuries are as common as overpriced hot dogs at the stadium, and the NBA playoffs are no exception. The injury list this season is as long as a Shaquille O'Neal shoe size. But one injury that has everyone talking is Joel Embiid's. The Philadelphia 76ers star player suffered an injury during the Eastern Conference semifinals. The stakes are high, and the impact of this setback is yet to be fully realized. I mean, it's like spilling tea on the Queen's lap at a garden party. It's bound to leave a mark. Embiid's absence on the court leaves a gaping hole in the Sixers lineup. It's like a band without its lead singer, a fish without water, a Brit without his cup of tea. The team will need to adjust their strategies and shuffle their lineup faster than a Vegas dealer to compensate for his absence. On the other side, the Miami Heat, their next opponents, are also nursing their wounds. They might be looking at this as an opportunity, a chink in the armor, or even a silver lining in their own cloud of injuries. Their strong defense and potential defensive matchups could turn the tide in their favor. It's a classic case of the enemy of my enemy is my friend, or in this case, the injury of my opponent is my advantage. The Sixers might target defensive weaknesses in the Heat's bench players while employing defensive strategies learned from their previous series against the Raptors. It's a game of chess, not checkers, and every move counts. So that wraps up our injury report. Remember, it's all fun and games until someone gets hurt, then it's just basketball.